Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming to this press conference organized on the occasion of the ASEM Ministers of Education meeting. We will start, as is customary, with introductory remarks by Latvian Minister for Education, Ms. Mārīte Seile, Korean Minister for Education, Mr. Hwang, Woo-yea, and Malaysian Minister for Education, Mr. Idris, Jusoh. Before we proceed, I also wanted to let you know that Malaysia organized the previous ASEM meeting for education ministers, and Korea will host the next meeting in 2017. And we believe that, and we are very happy that with the presence of the three ministers here today and the information they share with you, you will get a very comprehensive and broad picture of ASEM cooperation in the field of education. So, and now the floor goes to Minister Seile. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, dear media representatives, we have just concluded the informal discussion, the ministerial breakfast, and there is still one plenary session to go. But let me say that this meeting so far has been really very successful. And Latvia has hosted 196 delegates and altogether 57 delegations, both from Asia and Europe, thus making the ASEM 5 the largest ever education minister meeting that Latvia has hosted so far. Also, when compared to the previous ASEM ministerial meetings, the number of delegations has increased considerably, which indicates a growth in the ASEM education cooperation as such. Besides, it's not only numbers. Over the years, the ASEM education process is involving a wider spectrum of stakeholders, starting from students and teachers and ending with entrepreneurs. Our political commitment is still on the 4 priority areas that ASEM has set. First one, quality assurance and recognition. Second, engaging business and industry in education. Third, balanced mobility. And last one, lifelong learning, including technical and vocational education and training. However, by addressing skills development for better employability and by adding the developments in ICT in this, these 2 days of meeting have updated these priorities according to the current global developments. This meeting was very much about reaffirming our commitment to the ASEM education cooperation on a political level. After a solid governmental level dialogue is in place, binding agreements is a natural second step. A dialogue on a governmental level enhances scholarships, visa issues, diploma recognition, credit transfer, and joint projects among universities. Yesterday, the ASEM 5 started off in a very productive mood. The agreement between the Ministry of Education and Research of the Republic of Estonia and the Ministry of Education of the People's Republic of China on mutual recognition of the higher education qualifications, an agreement of the same nature between Lithuania and China well demonstrates the tangible benefits from the ASEM cooperation. China is also one of the most active Asian partnership countries for Latvia. A number of young people from Latvia head to China to study every year. Tomorrow, Latvia plans to sign a memorandum of cooperation with Japan too. And yesterday we had very productive bilateral meetings with India and Malaysia. And also I would like to add from our informal meeting in the morning that political commitment for cooperation on the very highest level, and in this informal meeting in the morning there were 31 countries represented. The message is very clear. The ASEM process has been very successful. We are ready to continue and going to pay a lot of attention to both to the vision of what we want to achieve, and we want to pay special attention also to the implementation process. and for the next period setting clear priorities which are beneficial both to each country involved in the ASEM process and to ASEM countries in general is one of our next very practical steps. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister. And now, Minister Hwang, the floor is yours.
I am the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education in the Republic of Korea, Hwang Woo-yea. First of all, it is my pleasure that the 5th ASEM Education Ministers Meeting has been held very successfully in Riga, Latvia. In particular, I would like to express my deep gratitude to the Minister of Education and Science of Latvia, Mārīte, Seile, and the ASEM Secretariat for hosting the event. Through this meeting, we have reaffirmed once again that education plays an important role in achieving sustainable and inclusive development and innovation in both Asia and Europe. Also, education strengthens the overall connectivity, dialogue, and cooperation between the two continents. It is my honor for Korea to be hosting the 6th ASEM Education Ministers Meeting in 2017 and be able to contribute to the strengthening of the ASEM education process. Korea plans to inherit and develop the outcomes of the 5th meeting to promote education exchanges between Asia and Europe. Korea will select and announce the hosting city of the 6th meeting in near future and work closely with the ASEM Secretariat while actively sharing the experience and know-how with Latvia for a very successful 6th meeting. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Minister. And now, Mr. Idris Jusoh, the floor is yours. Thank you.
I'm glad to be here today at Riga, Latvia. Thank you, Ms. Mārīte, Seile, for the invitation of being here. Malaysia hosted the 4th ASEM Ministry of Education meeting in Kuala Lumpur 2 years ago. And it's good to see the progress building up, the programs coming up, greater collaboration among the countries in Asia and also in Europe, and that show mutual respect and mutual benefits and equal partnership among the countries in the region. And as being said, ASEM hopefully will provide a sustainable future for all the citizens of the world in time to come. And I was stressing on, we have a few topics here on lifelong learning, quality assurance, and balanced mobility. I was saying that this ASEM really provide the balanced mobility needed by the students, not only by students, by lecturers, that would include, of course, accreditation, credit transfer, joint degree programs, perhaps summer camps which we are hosting in July and August. And we do have also international branch campuses in Malaysia. They would really enhance the opportunity of students to be studying in Malaysia, not also students, but also lecturers to be studying in Malaysia. I would like to point out, as I said in the meeting this morning, that Malaysia already has established under ASEM and Asia-Europe Institute, which do provide a master's program and also research And going back, I want to make sure that I want to enhance this Asia-Europe Institute to play a bigger role to coordinate the programs, especially in Malaysia. And this program enhancement probably can be seen throughout, and perhaps we can see a better milestone for ASEM in time to come. Malaysia has a big role to play in the sense that Malaysia offers great biodiversity and heritage. Malaysia also a multi-ethnic country. It's being said truly Asia, with the Chinese and Indians being there. And Malaysia is also a moderate Islamic country, which practice moderation. So this is, to me, an asset for us through our Asia-Europe Institute to play a bigger role, a more positive role in Asia-Europe relationship. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, very much. And now we will take questions from the media. We kindly ask you to state your name and the media you represent before asking the question. Thank you. Can we have a question? If there are no questions, then I think, yes.
Nice to meet you, ministers. I'm from South Korea. I'm the staff reporter of Hwang Daily newspaper in South Korea. The fifth ASEM Education Ministers Meeting put an emphasis on the education cooperation to the development of skills for better employability. And I was told the chair, Ms. Mārīte Seile, would address the importance of collaboration between higher education institutions and business and industry. I think the employment issue is getting more important nowadays. Employment rate issue, not only South Korea, but also European Union, I think. I think the jobs are not sufficient nowadays for university graduates nowadays. And is there the employment rate issue is core in European Union nowadays? Is it true? So I want to know, is there any special solution to solve the employment rate issue in European Union?
The gap between skills provided by the higher education institutions and also by the basic education is really too high, because there are quite a lot of unemployed people also in European Union, but also quite a few. The amount of people who don't have the job, especially between young people, is also very high. In few of European countries, this percentage is about 50%, and this is not acceptable. There are few more successful countries with lower unemployment rates, 5–6%, but average rate is too high, and it's about 20%. And this is a question where we do not have like easy answers. This is a problem where we do not have easy answers, and therefore this question was on the priorities also for this meeting here in Riga. We see that only through very close cooperation and involvement of all stakeholders, higher education institutions, employers, and also basic education, only with very close cooperation and clear message what we want to achieve, we will be able to find very concrete solutions. And if to say about commitment to solve this problem, I think during this meeting the commitment is very clear. We do understand this problem, and we are looking for very practical solutions, and we hope that cooperation between Europe and Asia will really facilitate this process, and we will be able to learn from each other and to find the best solutions for this problem.
Perhaps that's a very interesting question, which is not being faced not only in Europe, I guess, in America, in China, and also in Malaysia. In launching our blueprint, it's still really hot from the press around 3 weeks ago. We have to redefine education, because the focus of education has to be what kind of graduates are we delivering. We are talking about delivering holistic, entrepreneurial and balanced graduate who are not just job seekers, who will be job creators. Being entrepreneurial, you have to be job creators. The focus, I think the framework is not that right if we say that graduate has to be job seekers. The framework has got to be, you have to be not only job seekers, but you've got job creators. By creating jobs, there's no issue of unemployment. Because being graduate, you have to be the top few percent of the society that really has the opportunity to get through the college education. Also the issue of accessibility, the issue of right skills, and as being said in ASEM, the issue of lifelong learning. Because what you learn probably a few years ago may be irrelevant. What you learned probably last year may be irrelevant with the new technologies coming up. And these are the two issues of lifelong learning and mobility that hopefully through ASEM processes are going to address the issue of employability. Thank you.
Thank you. Paldies. Vēl jautājumi? More questions? If not.
Okay, and I had read an article about employment rate of United European Union. You are put an emphasis on lifelong learning system, but actually there are limitations on the jobs, right? So if the old get jobs, the youth, especially the university graduates, can lost or become harder to get jobs. So is there any conflict between generations? So I wonder, you are thinking about the problem on European Union or Malaysia something?
I would let conflict between generations to the literature. But if to look on political level, every person, not depending on age, is equally important. And therefore, in any political decisions, we are not going to make opposition between people from different age. And therefore, lifelong learning, I think, with every year, have much more starting to have much broader interpretation and much wider definition. We're talking, as my colleague mentioned, really about necessity to develop not only ability to be a successful employee, but also, if necessary, to establish additional places for employment and to be entrepreneur. And this is more like a spirit what we would like to promote, not depending from the age, not depending what have you done before, to be ready in any age to learn new skills, to learn new knowledge, to learn from people around us, locally, internationally, and then to decide what is the best thing I am able to do in my life. And really, I am as Minister of Education, time from time people are coming and saying, so, dear Minister, when those changes going to be finalized? And my answer is, of course, never, but this is great opportunity what we have nowadays. There are so many opportunities around the world, and also looking on the ASEM process, we see that we can have very concrete and very practical cooperation with people from Malaysia, with people from Korea, and this is reality. It's something what we can do right now, and also thanks to the information and communication technologies. And this is the topic what we're going to tackle during our next plenary session. So this is not opposition between ages, but more cooperation and readiness to learn.
Sorry, because the topic is going to be covered in the panel discussion after this. Again, this is, as I said before, we redefine what education is all about. This is what we're going to talk. We'll be hearing a lot about MOOCs, massive open online courses, which include blended learning, whereby you need not to attend classes all the time. That would provide opportunities for working people to really learn by not having to leave their job and the family that they are having. And also this issue of APEL, which is accreditation prior of experiential learning, which can be used for you to get a degree. So these are, as I said, how education has been redefined. The way we look at education cannot be the way it was there before, brick and mortar all the time, where you have to go to school in order to get a degree. But I guess ASEM will redefine how education is going to be in the future.
Thank you, Minister. Anyone else? If not, I then pass the floor back to Minister Seile, who will have a brief statement before we conclude the press conference. Thank you.
So, over the past few years since Latvia started to prepare for the 5th ASEM Education Ministers Meeting, we have placed ourselves very firmly on the ASEM map, which is a grand achievement for such a small country as Latvia. And we are very proud to host this event. And Latvia has considerably gained from hosting the ASEM 5. It is a grand opportunity to gain know-how, to raise the country's profile, and to expand our network. Education at large is very much about reputation, and we have taken every chance to showcase our success stories, which we hope our guests will take with them back to home. And powered by education, the exhibition you are going to see outside in the atrium serves as one such channel broadcasting Latvian success stories, which are all rooted in Latvian education system. And we really hope that our guests enjoyed this exhibition. I hope you will enjoy this, and if you have any additional questions about stories represented in atrium, please let us know. But also, I am absolutely sure that our guests saw much more success stories and established very concrete contacts with colleagues here in Latvia, also during the plenary sessions and formal and informal events. Thank you.
This concludes our press conference. Thank you very much.